Hello everyone and welcome. My name is James, I'm a Clefairy, and this is the James Clefairy Show. Today I'll be reviewing a new game by indie devs Thunder Lotus Games titled Jotun is a 2D top-down action game with a focus on player freedom and boss fights. It's sort of like Shadow of the Colossus in a way, maybe. I don't know. In terms of story, this one is very simple, especially in comparison to Redguard. It goes as follows. You're a Viking lady named Thora. You die at sea during a storm because you didn't die honorably. You should have gone to the Viking equivalent of Davy Jones's locker, but you wake up in Yggdrasil, and you are told that if you kill all 5 Jotun, you get to go to Valhalla. Sometimes it's the simple stories that are the most effective. This story is great. You've got a tangible goal in the form of getting to Valhalla, and it's very relatable. Who doesn't want to go to Valhalla? You get to see all the heroes of our time, like Abraham Lincoln and Michael Jordan, etc. So this place is like the tutorial zone. I mean, is pretty easy. Who would die in the tutorial? Anyway, here is where all the gameplay mechanics are shown to you nice and easy. It shows that in order to fight a boss, you need to find 2 of these runes. It shows that if you find a statue of a god or goddess, then you'll receive a new power. And it shows that if you find one of these golden apples, then you'll get a health boost. These powers include healing, running fast, getting a shield for a few seconds, and having a little replica that enemies will attack and then will blow up, and this one buffs your strong attack. The skeleton guy is tiny! Too easy, mate! Wait a second. Something's not right here. Something I can't quite put my finger on. There is 1 golden apple and 1 new power or upgrade to a power hidden in every level. This is a neat mechanic that encourages players to explore fully, and they are completely optional. Yes, this means that you can beat the entire game without getting a single one of these powers or health upgrades. If anyone has succeeded in doing that, please inform me, because that would be goddamned nuts. The controls in this game are so tight. Tighter than there is a joke in here somewhere. I just have to you just have to give me a minute to think of one. Rolling and attacking is quick and responsive, and thank God it is, because it has to be in this game. There is so much rolling, you might mistake it for Dark Souls. Am I right, boys? Am I? You also have this strong attack that you can do, but it takes a while to charge up. This makes for an interesting risk/reward system where you can deal a lot of damage to a boss, but it will leave you open. Now, let's get on to what you really want to hear about. The different levels. Each level is very unique and different to the last, as well as being very memorable, each with a variety of different puzzles, and some of them really relate to Norse mythology. In this one, you have to find the different pieces of the Norse creation myth while zooming about on these rafts. It's all very interesting. Yeah, this game being set in Norse mythology is great, because the mythos is so unique. What other game will have you climb a giant tree only to find a giant-ass bird with a smaller bird sitting on its beak, huh? Nowhere but here, baby! My favourite level has to be, oh god, are you kidding me? Jörmungandr's Lake? I don't think I've ever felt this scared or tense in a game in a long time. And I actually don't want to spoil this for you, so if you ever do get the game, which I highly recommend that you do, watch out for this level. Really, the lack of control that you get because you're on ice really just adds to the overall terrifyingness that is this level. The art in this game is simply incredible if you haven't been able to tell. Every animation is smooth and crisp, and every texture is lovingly handcrafted. The environments and backdrops are just breathtaking. This is one of the most beautiful games that I have ever played. Now, let's get on to what you really want to hear about. The bosses. The bosses in this game are absolute bonkers. For start, you can do them in any order you want. There are no restrictions here. You have this overworld here named Gunungagap, and you can just go. You have to beat 2 levels in order to unlock the boss, but like I say, you can beat both levels and just be like, nah, I'm doing a different boss. You have a lot of control over your experience here. One of the many things I love about the bosses is how small they make you feel. Look at this! It's huge! I love how that when you enter a boss room, the boss is normally like sleeping or like minding its own business, and you just show up and hit it in the toe and it's all like, hey! Huh? It looks like someone already got to this one. Jesus! Each boss fight is extremely memorable and intense. The music here is fantastic. In every boss fight, the boss has 3 stages where it will change up the pattern of its attacks, and in each stage the music just gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it reaches this epic score. It's great because until you start the fight, there is no music at all. This game nails its atmosphere. All of the boss fights are hard, for real, but it's the best kind of difficulty in my opinion, because you know that it is possible. It's just getting that one perfect fight and not walking into the same goddamn attack. Ultra Combo! And when you finally overcome this gigantic challenge, you get the best feeling in the world. And every time you beat a boss, you get to hear more of Thora's backstory, which is, it's a nice little reward for overcoming such a great challenge. There were a couple of bosses which I found harder than others. I even came up with my own names for these 2. This one is called Fe, I nicknamed Fe Koff, and this one is named Kaunen. I nicknamed him Big Fiery Pillock. Yeah, I was a bit less creative with that one. Oh yeah, and the final boss in this game? Oh, the final boss? He is the biggest prick of all time. Yeah, I am actually yet to beat his sorry ass. Again, I will not spoil it for you, so get the game. I think Fekov was my least favourite boss. Another thing that made the bosses great was that it was just you and them. You could just focus on the fight. It was mono-y-mono. But Fekov just spawns a million guys that get in your way and ruin the fight. And when I beat her, it was less satisfying because it felt like it was luck rather than skill. All in all, this game is great. I absolutely adore it. The presentation is perfect. The main character here is great. It's challenging but fair for the most part. Fuck off! And it is one of the most well-crafted and beautifully satisfying games that I have ever played. I could not recommend it enough. It is an experience that I will never forget. In fact, it might just be my game of the year. Well, there is one game coming out that could take over it, but that's a story for another day. For now, thanks for watching, and goodbye.